Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video, and we have a Veve comic that's coming up in a couple days from now that is very interesting, and I wanted to give you a breakdown of it and show you what the comic's worth in the real world, and just kind of give you a little bit of a background with some predictions about what I think it could go for in the aftermarket on Veve, of course, and compare it to another comic that we already have in Veve, just to give you a sense of things, to let you know if you want to go for this drop or not. So if you do like this video, make sure you hit like, and then also you got to comment down below and let me know if you're going for this comic. It is a very cool one, right on the cusp of the Silver Age and the Bronze Age. It's not a bad comic. It's quite nice, actually, and I really wanted you to let me know what you think. You can also follow me on Twitter. We'll continue the conversation there for sure. I'm going for this comic. I'll tell you that right now. I always love going for almost every single comic on Veve. There's always a potential of landing that elusive secret rare or an ultra rare or something like that, or a low mint. So I always go for them for sure. And this one actually has good numbers. So let's talk about this right here. Uncanny X-Men number 58. Now, it's not from 1963. That's the series start date. But if you do click on the article right here, now it's not on Medium. Like I said, Veve has done their own blog again now, right on their own Veve.me site. So all their stuff is there. You can see if you click the comics tab right here, once you go to the link, you can actually look at all their previous ones they've dropped in the last while. So it's great. And collectibles as well. So it's a great resource now as opposed to going on to Medium. But here it is right here, the Uncanny X-Men number 58. Okay, it's just dropping on Thursday, the 13th. This is Tuesday right now, so it's going at 8 a.m. right here. And this is actually a really good issue. It's the first appearance of a character called Havoc, and he's like a sibling, of Cyclops on the X-Men. And this is an early comic. Like, this goes back quite a few years. You can check it out right here. Nice cover right there. Really cool on the common and the uncommon. And then, of course, you can see the rare and the ultra rare look great as well. Now, if you look at that other comic we have, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister in the app, you can see Havoc on the cover of that blowing, he's doing his energy towards Wolverine. So it's a really cool character for sure. And you can see him right there at his, at all of his glory right there on his secret rare. But here we go. This is interesting because it's $6.99 again, and it's going for 7,500 editions. It was published in 1969. So it's right on the edge of the Silver and Bronze Age, but it's a Silver Age book for sure. And 7,500 editions is a nice low number. Again, one of these super limiteds. The big comics seem to be super limited. The next one seemed to come down to this level here at the 7,500, which is really good for price. At $6.99, it's good. It should do okay in the aftermarket. Now, I don't think that the common's going to go over retail, and I'll explain why in just a second right here. Let's actually go over to Go Collect, because I have the full access account. You can see how much this comic is worth in the real world right here. Like I said, 1969, and a 9.8, there's about 16 of them, sells for about 7,500 US. So it's a really nice comic, actually. It's a good value on this one. It's not some cheapy comic. It's definitely one that people look out for because it's right on the edge of Silver Age to Bronze Age, but right on the Silver Age still, with a key original, early X-Men character. Very, very famous for sure. And you can see a 9.6 goes for 3,300 right there, and a 9.4 and down and down and down. But definitely, it is a good comic for sure. Now, if we go over to actually, if you want to find out about Havoc himself, he was in a lot of the original X-Men movies that we had, X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past. You can go back and look at that right here. I'll put a link actually to this in the description of the video. If you want to check it out on the X-Men movies wiki, it's got the fandom. It tells you all about him and stuff like that. So we'll see if he shows up in the MCU. I always wonder why they drop these comics on Veve. Does it mean that something's coming? Is he going to be a part of the new MCU? Are they going to show this character? It's really interesting for sure. And you can actually go over to the Marvel database, and you actually click on the character himself, and it gives you the full background history of Alexander Summers, and it can tell you all about him, right? It's right there. So you can find that just by Googling it for sure. But anyway, I wanted to show you a comic right here also on eBay just to see where it goes to. You can see you can get a raw copy, for about 150 to 140 Canadian, which is around 100 US. There's 11 watchers on this particular raw copy right here. So you can actually pick up a decent copy for not that bad. These are all raw copies right here. You can see this one's going for about 300, and it's very fine, depending on the condition for sure, right? And you can just scroll down right here. If you actually go to the highest value right here that's being sold on eBay, you can see that this one right here at a 9.4 is sitting at about 4,000 with 10 watchers. There's another one, an 8.5 is going for about just under about 850 US to 950 Canadian. There's 18 watchers. So you can see that it has some value for sure on that. So it's definitely one you might want to consider picking up in the real world if you want to go that direction. Now, the comic I'm going to compare this to in the app actually is the Phoenix comic right here. This is number 101 X-Men right now. And this actually, she's more famous, and this comic, though, they're about the same value in the real world, which is quite interesting. There's actually more of these. So this comic might be worth a bit more. If you look at it in Veve, the comic's going for about 380 right there. And you can see that the secret rare is going for about 110. So I'm not predicting that this comic, this X-Men 58 that we're getting right here, this guy, I don't think he's going to go for the higher than the Phoenix comic. So, factor that in this is just my opinion about where it's probably going to show up in the Veve app. You're probably going to be able to pick it up pretty good. If it's these prices right here, I think it's an absolute steal for sure. And this comic here is an absolute steal for sure, because if you look at this comic on Go Collect right here, you can see that the X-Men 101 goes for about 6,500 on a 9.8 and 1,700 on a 9.6. So you can see that the X-Men, this one here, is actually more valuable, but there's less copies graded. So the market cap is a little bit different. So this one's more popular. You know what I mean? This one's just a little bit more scarce right here, if you understand what I'm saying. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to be going for this one on the drop for sure. It's going to be super fun for me. I actually really like this comic. I know X-Men fans in the app are getting really excited because we're getting more and more X-Men comics, which means the MCU should be dropping something. We're going to get mutants in the movies, and this stuff can get more and more popular as time goes on. So you guys let me know what you think. I'll wait for your comments and your predictions too in the market there. Like I said, I think this one's going to be somewhere around that Phoenix comic, 3 to 4 on the common and around 100, 110 or so on the secret rare. But it could be different. It could be lower. It could be higher. I can't imagine it being much lower, but it could be a bit higher for all we know. But we'll see what happens. Good luck on the drop if you're going for it. I know I am. I'll see you in the next video. Happy collecting.